right, a very good evening and welcome to Revved Up. For this very week, we once again take you through a beautiful motoring experience here in Kampala. Now this week we have lots coming up, but first, we need to continue talking about the accidents that are happening in Kampala. We need to be a little bit more careful, and the only advice I can give this week is just make sure when you are driving, you mind the other road users. Don't be careless, don't drive drunk, just make sure you have the right practice and just don't overspeed. It is as simple as that. Watch out for the other folks on the road. We need everyone safe. Please, please, please. All right, so on the show this week, we shall take you through yet another car. We shall take you through a road review of quite an interesting car. Plus this week, we also help you get cars. So many folks have been hitting us on social media. They want to go out there and buy different cars. That is coming up. Plus those road tips as we drive through Kampala and enjoy the experience on Revved Up. All right, let's get on the road.
On this edition of Revved Up, if your car has traveled a significant distance on the same set of tires, they may be in need of replacing. Feel the tread depth to check if it is in need of a change. In most countries, the legal requirement for tire treads is 1.6 millimeters, and if it's below that, it's time for a change. Consult with your mechanic to purchase the correct size tire for your car, and be sure to replace the worn tire as soon as possible. The tire treads help to grip the ground and ensure that your car doesn't slip when the wheels are turned. This is especially important in wet conditions, so be sure to check your tire treads regularly. Keep your car secure and healthy so that both you and your vehicle will have a long and happy life. Welcome to Revved Up, Vivo Energy MD Hans Paulsen. First of all, tell us, what is gunk?
Well, thank you very much. Gunk is basically dirt. That's what I would call it. It's dirt that builds up as your engine performs. You get a bit of rust and sediments that come into the engine. And eventually that's gunk, and what it does is actually reduces the performance of your car.
And what causes gunk and corrosion?
Oil sludge, poor servicing intervals, poor fuel. If you use the wrong fuel, you'll actually have a buildup of that, and you end up having dirt in your tank.
What's the impact of gunk and corrosion on a car's engine?
Basically, it slows you down. If you look at me, it's just like your body. If your body has a lot of toxins into it, your performance slows down. So it's exactly the same thing with a car. When you have a lot of dirt, you get a rough acceleration, you get a poor engine performance, and as a result, you don't enjoy your ride. You don't get the optimum performance of your car.
How do we prevent our engine from getting gunk?
Well, there's only one thing I know in this market, is use Shell V-Power. Shell V-Power is the product. At Shell, we know that we differentiate our fuels, and V-Power has been designed specifically to ensure that it cleans up your engine, creates a coating of lubrication on your engine parts, and just make sure that you get the best performance out of your car. I compare Shell V-Power to me going to the doctor and taking an antitoxic shake or whatever it is, vegetables or whatever you do, to remove all the toxins. And V-Power does that to your car every day. So if you tell me what do you do to prevent gunk, service your car regularly with the right kind of oil, but more importantly, use a good quality fuel that has been designed, such as Shell V-Power, to exactly do that. I think Shell V-Power, or Shell in particular, we have over 100 years of research. And as you're aware, V-Power is something that we do with the Ferrari. It's a motorsport fuel where you want enhanced performance. So we've been working with Ferrari and them making sure that we develop the right fuel that gives you full-time performance. And we bring that then to customers that actually enjoy enhanced performance with their cars. I think BMW Motorsport is also consuming V-Power and recommend V-Power. Most people look at fuel and think it's a commodity. Every fuel is the same. No, every fuel is not the same. Shell has a different fuel. We differentiate our fuels. V-Power is our enhanced performance. And we have an economy fuel as well, which is Shell Fuel Cell, which gives you extra mileage. So different fuels for different purposes.
So it's worth the extra shillings to get Shell V-Power rather than the regular fuels?
Obviously. It's worth it because, one, you get enhanced performance, but more importantly, you protect your asset, the car. I think if I look at what are some of our most valuable assets, it's your house, it's your car. So if you don't spend money to protect your car, then I think you're putting your valuable asset at risk. So I would recommend I use Shell V-Power. I know I've put an investment in my car and I don't want to lose it. So I always use V-Power and I recommend you to do that. We have a great following of the Shell V-Power Club in Uganda. I talk to many people and I know that they use V-Power. I actually know people who actually use V-Power like an antidoxate because they use all the bad fuel, and when they feel things are not going right, they put in a full tank of V-Power to actually wash their engine. Is it right to do that? It's better than nothing, but I'd recommend use V-Power constantly. Some manufacturers recommend that you only use V-Power. I won't mention names because they haven't got their permission, but I know that there are some manufacturers where you lose your warranty if you're not using V-Power. And the only reason they have said that is they've tested the fuel that we have in this market, and the manufacturers of those cars have said, in Uganda, if you want to keep your warranty, you've got to use Shell V-Power. Yeah, and obviously you also get good mileage. Mileage on your fuel consumption because your car is performing at a good level. You've got high combustion rates. So you get good performance, but also you get good distance as well.
Well, thank you, Hans, for sharing all of that with us. And is there anything else you'd like to add?
I just want to thank our customers for continuing to support us. And I hope that they continue to turn into Shell. We are committed as a company to make sure that we give you the very best. And when you turn in, just make sure you don't fuel your car. You also buy a coffee at one of our restaurants or eat a piece of chicken. Thank you very much.
Futuristic vehicles, brought to you by Shell V-Power. Chrome-plated grills, a fine glossy finish, plush leather lining every inch of the interior, a digital media receiver. All this is nothing without performance. A great set of wheels is only as good as the engine powering it, and coursing through every great engine are the world's finest motor oils.
It's all about the engine.
Whatever you drive, whatever the condition, we have the right motor oil for your engine. Visit any Shell service station near you and choose the right oil for your engine. Shell Motor Oils, because it's all about the engine.
It's all about the engine.
Elegance, beauty, serenity, harmony. 4 words you might expect to hear describe a sleek saloon car, but probably not a land giant like the Lincoln Navigator. According to the designers, this concept vehicle actually drew inspiration from a yacht, one of the few vehicles of immense size to successfully achieve beauty and elegance. Perhaps in an effort to add an air of distinction to the Navigator concept, or possibly because of its towering height, a concertina staircase has been attached to the entrance of the car. This extravagant and rather unnecessary accessory is paired with a set of massive gull-wing doors, although Lincoln insists that these doors will not be part of the final product, but were merely put there to give viewers at car shows a better glimpse of the interior. Inside, there are 3 rows of seats, each with a built-in tablet that allows passengers to connect to their smartphones or play games with each other. The Navigator is so enormous that there is an intercom installed for the 3rd row passengers to communicate more effectively with the 1st row, and the option of a video chat to eliminate the inconvenience of turning your head. It does look suspiciously like a Range Rover or a Tesla Model X in some ways, but there are enough interesting and unique features about the Navigator to let that slide. We should see the Lincoln Navigator concept ready for production in about a year. And hopefully, the price tag will not be as immense as the car itself.
All right, now what Revved Up does for you every other week is to give you two options. One, you can watch the show on NTV, or better still, after the show on NTV, follow more of it online. It's as simple as saying you can join us on our Facebook page, that is Revved Up Uganda, and you follow the page and get all the comments from the other viewers and give us your own comments on the show as well. Or better still, you also can watch the show just in case you want to watch it again and again and again on our official YouTube channel, that is Revved Up Uganda. So do that. So we can connect just a little bit more. I mean, what's life with social media about? We can connect a little bit more. Do join us on our social media. All right, so every week what we try to do is to make sure we get you guys options of cars in case you want to buy and sell a car. You can use Checky. Checky is with its official website, checky.co.ug/hot deals. Now, when you go in there, you'll find different cars that you probably should, you can buy and add to your driveway as well. Now, one of the cars you'll find there, if you went there right now, is this beautiful machine, the 2004 BMW Z4. It's a 2.5i. It's a good one. All right, so I'm seated on the inside, quite comfortable for starters. It's a two-seater, it's a convertible as well. If you're interested in those deeper and finer statistics, its brake horsepower is 184. Plus, you have and should enjoy 175 pound-feet of torque. It's that simple. But this week, since this is not a sedan, we also bring you the sedans, which, by the way, you can get on the official Checky website. That is checky.co.ug. Some folks will say they are good for business, they are good for family, they are good for even taking you out of town. Well, take a look at the options when it comes down to the sedans on the official Checky website. When it comes down to the hot deals, get one of those and enjoy the rest of the experience. right, hopefully you've seen some of those sedans, which by the way you can get on the official Checky website. Just to remind you, it is checky.co.tg/hot deals. And you also can get the 2004 Z4 on the official Checky website for 50 million Uganda shillings. Now that 50 million Uganda shillings will be almost nothing when you drive this car and feel the specs. All right, welcome to this week's road review. Now, this week we are super excited because we have another hard worker. We have another beast, the Ford Ranger. Beautiful car, very powerful. We shall give you all those details. But joined by Mr. Bemanya Franklin from Cooper Motors, but more specifically the sales consultant with Ford Uganda. Thank you very, very much for joining us.
Thank you for having us, Andrew.
It's a real pleasure having you guys here. And first of all, apologize to our viewers that we've been trying to have you here for the last 1 month and you haven't showed up on the month.
It has been one of our best kept secrets.
Yeah.
You know, when you have something nice, you need it to be, come well packaged.
Yeah.
So we've been doing all the testing, road testing, and we feel it's the best time to come out and, showcase the all new Ford Ranger.
But first things first, and please don't do the marketing. What 2 or 3 things stand out for you first in relation to its workload, to its importance? What 2 or 3 things stand out for you on this car?
Notably first, we have to first realize that the new Ford Ranger comes in several variations. This is because the Ford engineers believe different clients have different needs for different kind of cars. The whole new Ford Ranger is first of all practical, it is safe, and I can really rank it number 1 when it comes to comfort in its range.
Before we even talk about the power and the torque and everything and the suspension and safety. Safety is something we must talk about because it's quite fast, it's quite powerful, can take you pretty much anywhere. True. Safety, what are the safety features it comes with? What exactly is it we should look out for?
The Ford Ranger comes with what we would call the active safety options. Active safety options are the ones you never see. That is like the electronic brake assist, electronic brake distribution, the traction control. What all these try to do, they try to mitigate rollovers and skidding when you're on and off the road. And of course, they are the passive ones that everyone gets to see, but never, it's never advised to ever get to see how they work. But that would be the 7 airbags, side impact airbags, curtain airbags for the back passengers, and the front row gets the extra, dual front, and the driver knee airbag. Minus the airbags, what basically happens on collision, the side impact bars and the steel structure created by the framework of the car creates what you'd call, well, for lack of a better word, a capsule in which the airbags are deployed. What happens? The engine drops, the steering pinion drops, and all it can do is have in a capsule with all these airbags.
All right, Franklin has just been talking about the safety features that you really don't see in your everyday life because they are inbuilt. But what we're going to do is go to the car and show you what you can see. Yes, talk about those specs that you can see and probably explain deeper into what the Ford Ranger can actually do. For those of you guys who are looking for trucks, who are looking for power, who are looking for all-terrain, who are looking for all-weather, come, let's take a look.
We've seen some pretty spectacular pickup trucks from other major car brands, but Ford has certainly become a contender with the new Ranger 2016. It is distinctly good-looking and arguably the most visually impressive, with its angular hood and grille that gives it a strong jawline. The rest of the bodywork is equally robust, and it exudes an air of strength, endurance, and adventure unlike any other. The 3.2-litre diesel engine pumps out 197 brake horsepower, but due to the 2.2-ton weight of the Ranger, its acceleration is mildly stunted, reaching 0 to 60 miles per hour in 10.4 seconds.
All right, now what's talking about a truck like this one without talking about its power and engine capabilities as well? Franklin, let's go through its engine. How powerful is this engine? What is torque? Basically, what does someone expect when they take this on a busy road?
This car, the 3.2-litre engine turbo diesel, comes with a power of 147 kilowatts, rated at 3,000 RPMs. What basically this means is this car can handle all kinds of challenges off-road. But it wouldn't be complete talk about a double cabin pickup without talking about the cargo space at the back. This Ford Ranger comes in with best in volume when it comes to the depth of the cargo space, and this cargo space comes with a bed liner, which is very important when it comes to cargo management and distribution of weights at the back.
The leather-coated interior sets the tone for the inside of the Ford Ranger, giving it a cool and classy look that is just hardy enough to match the exterior. There are a range of updated features, including an 8-inch LCD touchscreen that syncs with your mobile phone and is even capable of turning the cabin into an accessible Wi-Fi port.
All right, so we are inside the Ford Ranger now, just to try and go through the details on what the driver can experience. Like I've said before, you have, and you realize more luxury on the inside compared to some of the older trucks that were mainly for carrying goats to the farm and everything. First of all, it's the manual. It's manual transmission in here. And you have a steering wheel that is cluttered, like most of the new generation cars. You have Bluetooth, you have your volume controls as well. You have the TFT screens right in front of the driver, straight in front of the driver, and you can control these with buttons as well on your steering wheel. Of course, those should help you with fuel, should help you with, for example, how much fuel you're remaining with, and what distance that fuel could be taking you for. All right, so it's about buttons, you know, because we've talked about it being smarter. You've got your easy shift on the fly. If you want to, for example, engage your four-wheel, it's just buttons away and you will be ready to have your four-wheel down. The most interesting thing is, if two of your wheels are not on the main road, you can engage the deflock. So it should be very easy for you. You have so many other apps in here that should help you enjoy an experience. And of course, extra charging spots down there as well, because like we said, you're always off the road considering this is a bad terrain car. Good terrain car, of course, as well. So you need all those apps in the car.
We cannot forget that the pickup truck is actually made for work, towing and carrying objects, rather than a vehicle for leisure, as Ford would have you believe from the looks of it. However, the Ranger is more than capable of fulfilling these obligations, as it can tow a hefty 3,500 kilograms with ease. It is also clearly built for the purpose of tackling rough terrain, so it's no surprise that it comes with 3 different four-wheel drive modes: 2 high, 4 high, and 4 low. Ford was very clever when they designed the new Ranger 2016, because they kept the power and stability of the previous models, but transformed the interior and exterior into a much more modern, aesthetically pleasing, and fuel-efficient vehicle that particularly appeals to this generation. There are many undoubtedly top-notch pickups from a great deal of other brands, but the Ford Ranger is certainly among the best.
All right, folks, thank you very, very much for joining us this week on Revved Up. Hope you guys have enjoyed the show. I certainly have. The production team, I'm sure I have, because they do make sure this show goes out on air. Now, before I sign out, one more reminder. Please, road safety. Let's mind the other drivers. Let's try and be careful on the roads. Let us save as many lives as we can, because everyone matters out there. At the end of the day, we need to be safe and enjoy the experience. Do join us on our Facebook page, that is Revved Up Uganda. Hope you guys have gotten yourselves the cars you're looking for from Cheki. But from that, see you guys on Wednesday next week. For now, stay revved up. Good night and goodbye.